What's up, guys? Nethervvoid here with more daily subscriber replays from World of Tanks. And today I'm showing you an IS-8 video on Kharkov. Again, one of my favorite maps, and it's just out. Tanks Too Hard for You sent me this in his IS-8. He does not have a clan. Oh, he does. Buna? I don't even know what clan that is, but cool. So tier 9, Russian heavy tank. It's one of the fast, on the fast line that has speed mobility. I think this comes right before the IS-7. And the IS-8 is a really great tank. It's very weak armor. It has very weak armor. It does have some of the cool spaced armor on the sides here, but in general, it's fairly weak in armor. It's got a great gun though, and that's what you're really supposed to do with it. So the basic way you play this tank is you want to be really mobile in this tank. It's kind of like a giant medium tank in a sense. It's a hybrid. So you have to treat it that way. Yes, you can brawl some. Yes, you have some hit points. But really what you want to do is get around the map and shoot people in the side of the butt with that gun. You can shoot them through the face, but then again, they're shooting you through the face. They're probably getting through your armor. So let's see what he does here, what Tanks Too Hard for You does here on the Kharkov map. Again, I love this map because there are no lanes. There's like a bunch of different lanes, and so it's easy to flank on this map. I've always thought that the maps were too restrictive, like 2 lanes. Okay, you have to drive through the valley, and then it's like a huge slugfest. And it doesn't leave any room for skilled players to show their skill. It's like every nuke for himself, you know what I mean? So here we got a 1375 getting caught unaware, and wow, that could have been a nice shot by Tanks Too Hard for You, but maybe he was not ready for it. Boom! Nice hit into the German TD right there. That thing is a beast. You need to get rid of it as soon as possible. So you can see he's already doing some flank moves here, and it's really hard for the enemy to defend all the locations you could actually attack from. Again, that's why I like this map. Defenders suck on this map. They're going to have a hard time on this map, right? Attackers have an advantage because they have multiple lanes to attack from. This is one of those maps where you need to be mobile, and whoever's mobile and paying attention, you know, is going to win. And that's what I like to see. I don't want to see maps where, hey, just hunker down in B2 and you'll be able to kill everybody on the enemy team, so game over. Yeah, that's not fun. In fact, when I get replays where somebody sticks to one grid, one little square on the map the entire game, I don't show those. Well, there are a few exceptions, but in general, they're not fun to watch. Yeah, you got 5,000 damage on the enemy team, but you didn't move. You know, you just sat in the same spot the whole damn game. That's not fun to watch. And in my opinion, it's not even fun to play that way. You know, that's like, I guess in a sense, it's like, oh, here we go. Oh, you should have zoomed in. That could have been an easy kill. Tanks Too Hard for You really should have played it a little bit better there. Now he takes 500 damage for his mistake. It's a decent consequence. Now he zooms in and boom, takes him out. Now, that is one thing that can be really tough when you have a gun that's so good like this is, hold on a sec, is that you get so used to having amazing pen that you start to not zoom in as much. There we go, nice hit on the IS-6. Sometimes it can be a pain to get a good shot on that guy. He's got some spaced armor and really nice angling on his armor. So, you know, you get a little lazy, and everybody does it. Boom! See, IS-8 even angled there. Pretty easy to go through. So let's look at the actual pen and damage on this thing. 258 pen, 440 damage on the AP shell. Redonkulous for a tier 9. I love this gun. I had a lot of fun with the IS-8. Again, I kind of like mobility. And I definitely like big guns. To me, one of the most important stats on a heavy is the penetration of the gun. It's not really armor. Yeah, it's nice to get out there and be able to ding shots. There's no doubt about it. But I can also use buildings and rocks, which have 1 billion armor. But if you have a low pen gun, you're going to have a hard time killing anybody. And when you're in a fight with somebody, generally, the pen of your gun is a major advantage. All things being equal, right? Like, even if you can't outflank someone and they can outflank you, you can still get good shots on them because the pen of your gun is so amazing. So here's what I hate to see: a brand new Tiger 1, no upgrades at all. It seems like this is probably one of the worst tanks to play stock. It's really awesome once you get that long 88, but it's horrible when it's stock, man. I mean, it's like, your armor's butter, your gun is crap. It's like 132 pen or something like that, and your turret is garbage. You know, I think the first engine, you're barely moving around, so you're sluggish. You have no advantages. All you have are disadvantages. So you can see he's not even paying attention. Even with his turret totally to the back of the Tiger 1, he's like, this 1375 is a bigger threat, and I agree. So he comes back here like a boss to reset cap. He's already having a great game, tearing up the enemy, flanking all over their asses. I think that's a really good thing to do here. Turreting up on this Tiger 1 is a great idea since he has such a low pen gun. And looks like, yep, I don't think he got hit by the Tiger 1. No, he bounced 2 shells from the Tiger 1. So to see the 1375, if you look down here at the bottom left, we can see the incoming damage. The 1375 is lighting him up, so he was definitely right on the money about who to shoot at, you know, who the primary target was. So it catches the Panther 2, tracks him. Pretty sure he tracked him, or he got tracked by somebody else. But look at how easy it is to melt right through this guy's armor. Let's take a look. Look at all the shots through the top plate. It's very easy to get nailed in the top plate right here. So you have to pretty much play this tank like you have no armor. See what he's doing here? He's backing up so that if the Panther 2 wants a shot, he's going to have to expose himself, and then tank's too hard for you is going to have a pretty easy opportunity to get a shot. So here he pops out, gets a lucky bounce off the turret from the Panther 2, but he had pretty good cover for the majority of his hull. So that was a good trade for him. Now the Panther 2 does not have that same advantage because look how highly angled this rubble is. When you looked at it from the Panther's view, it was a lot flatter. You can hide more of your hull. You cannot do that here, right? That's why he has the advantage in this situation. The Panther's not going to come out because he knows he's one shot from death, and no respect for his armor, goes right through the top plate, even at a slight angle. So, having a great game here. Top Gun, tank's too hard for you. He's got 2 more enemy teammates here. He knows, well, if he has the map mod I do, he kind of knows where they are. Let's fast forward a little bit. This part's a little bit boring as he chases him down. But let's look at the speed here. We've got 35 kilometers per hour, coming up to 40 at some points. On this IS-8. That's really good for a heavy tank. I mean, that's nice. It's nice to have that mobility. He's going up against a low, which is horrible mobility, and a Tiger 2, which has average mobility, I would say. The Tiger 2 is probably the primary target. The low does have a good gun, though, but the low is a fire magnet and, you know, has crap armor, so it can't brawl for crap. And this is a brawl map. Let's fast forward a little bit. He's looking around for those 2 tanks. Ah, there they are. They're in the cap. Again, not their brightest, you know, well, I guess when they have this set up this way, it could be a good job. So he sees the Tiger backs up, but the Tiger is still in the cap. Okay, so he's saying, you have to come up here. I'm going to cap you if you don't do anything. Now, the Tiger is 2 shots from death. Well, wait, let's look. Let's look. Yep, 440 damage, he's 1 shot from death. And I believe they said the low was 1 shot from death. So he's pulling up here. For some reason the sound dies out there, and there's the low. Perfect bait and switch there, but the low gets taken out. Now at least tank's too hard for you is 1 shot from death. It's even Steven for the Tiger 2 and tank's too hard for you. Let's see what happens. Tiger doesn't want to get out there. He knows, hopefully he knows the pen of this gun. He's going to make him come up. He's saying, look, you need to come at me because I'm just going to sit here. I don't need to come to you. I'm in the cap. And IS-6 is like, look, you need to go after this guy. What are you doing? So he says, you know what? Let's just go through the top plate. Well, I'm going to wait a little bit. That's a good shot. Boom! No respect for the top plate. And that's the game. Great tanking by Tank's Too Hard for You. 8 kills, a slew of medals. I think he said 7 in his replay title. Really good job using the IS-8. And this is why the IS-8 is a good tank. A lot of people don't like it. But, again, every tank, you got to find its strengths and weaknesses and figure out how to play the tank to its strengths and weaknesses. Now, the hardest tanks to play are the fast tanks where you really have to know the map and you really have to know a lot about your tank and play it a lot to get good at it. The tanks with the tons of armor and stuff, you just kind of pop out there and hopefully the RNG is going to be good to you, you know. But anyway, great job in the IS-8. Keep sending your submissions to dgnetsubmissions@gmail.com. Send those replay files in. And thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow for another replay. And as always, stay frosty, guys.